Now, unlike a lot of other streamers, YouTubers, content providers, I like to wait until I know what the ban announcements are. I like to wait until all of the cards are revealed so we know what synergies exist, because I don't want to farm YouTube views over the course of 50 million freaking videos and give you subpar advice about what is and is not going to be good. I like to be fully informed before giving you that subpar advice.
On the other hand, Ancient Harbinger is a card that I am buying. I think this card is being slept on by a lot of people, and if you are playing a deck that is looking to end the game with one of these big 10-cost old gods, this is a card that I feel like you're almost certainly going to want to have in a lot of those versions of those decks.
I think this is kind of like a noob trap card. You know, I don't think it's as good as a lot of people think. You have to have this guy in play. You have to have meaningful situations where both the choose effects are powerful in the given state, and you need a lot of choose cards, and a lot of the choose cards just got nerfed into oblivion. So I don't think it's a great card, but sure, why not? It'll probably have a few pretty cool highlights.
It's actually a very cool card. I like this a lot. It has insane stats. This is great. 3 mana, 3/5 with your dagger. That's going to be 4 damage. It's like a 3 mana Yeti. I actually think Slithid Swarmer might see a lot of play in that deck, but even outside of Rogue, you know, the Face Warrior deck.
I love this card. I think this card is so insane. This is like Unstable Portal, okay? Why is this like Unstable Portal? It's because you don't even need to cast it. It sits in your hand, and it becomes the Unstable Portal, a random minion. My argument is that this is better than a Unstable Portal. Oh my god, this is like a control deck's wet dream. I love this card as a control card.
This is not really super impressive to me. I think that you're going to generally want to have a more reliable impact of your 7-drop in a lot of cases. So I don't know that this guy's necessarily going to see a ton of play.
I think the spread on weapons you get is just too random. Overall, I think the stats just aren't quite good enough to warrant the risk, and the card's just not quite good enough overall.
So yeah, I mean, if you have 10 mana, you can play this and heal for 20, and that's not too bad. But in every other situation, it's kind of bad, kind of really bad. So I really don't think it's that great. There's just better ways to heal up as a paladin.
And finally, Cho'gall. Oh, baby, Cho'gall is a little bit exciting. I love this card. The tempo swing is going to be insane when you face against Cho'gall. I'm going to give this a 4 stars. Very, very powerful card.
This, I think, is going to be the next Dr. Boom. I think this card is crazy strong.
I don't think Cult Sorcerer is going to see a lot of play. The 1 extra attack doesn't really help the survivability, which is what you want on a spell damage minion. So relative to Kobold Geomancer, it's a lot better, but it's not like that much better. It's not enough better that it'll see constructed play.
My thought is that just the stat line is a little bit too bad for this to be something that I'd want to play in a control deck. So probably not a card that will see a ton of competitive play, but much like the Servant of Yogg-Saron, perhaps something that people will play in decks that are looking to maximize their randomness.
I don't think it's that much better than Murloc Tidehunter, and I'm going to say that this card will not see play, and it's bad.
So it's exactly the same as Tidehunter, but instead of another Murloc, you get a taunt. You get to have the taunt Murloc, but it's not a Murloc. I mean, it's kind of fine-ish in that sense, but then you think about it and go like, wow, when is Tidehunter played ever in Standard or in Constructed? 1 star, moving right along. No, even though you're super cute, you're still 1 star.
I mean, it's an enrage enabler, but you're only going to want to use this later in the game to trigger, you know, your enrage guys or your patron. I don't think that's enough reason. I don't think it's quite good enough to make or like be worth the deck slot basically over other things.
I think this is the card that most innocently is going to soon be hated.
Any 10 mana card that doesn't impact the board immediately is complete garbage. He doesn't impact the board really. Like, filling the board with stuff is not really impacting the game. Impacting the game is like gaining life, putting a taunt, killing a minion. You just an immediate effect that basically affects the state of the board in a proactive sense. While you can still use something like Sylvanas, you can definitely use some other very powerful death rattle effects. The impact effects, the I'm going to stay in the game or I'm going to seal out the game type of big momentum swings, most of those are kind of going out with GVG and Naxxramas. Unless we see more Death Rattle minions, especially ones with immediate effects like Taunt, we probably won't really see this guy doing anything.
Is this card good enough for Constructed? I tend to think that 10 mana cards aren't. I think in Wild, I think Dr. Boom will be too slow. So that kind of gives you an idea of how good I think, a 10 mana 5/7 is going to be. So basically, I don't really expect this guy to see any play.
The stat line on this is pretty unimpressive. It doesn't compare very well to other things at its cost. So I would not be expecting this to see a lot of competitive constructed play.
First of all, base stats are very poor. If you were to summon 2 cards with it on the same turn, then you're getting a 3 mana 3/5. If you do that with Questing Adventurer, you're getting a 3 mana 4/4. And Questing Adventurer saw absolutely no play whatsoever. And that actually hit with spells too. Anywho, this card takes a bit too long to get set up. Very similar to Questing Adventurer.
But 3 mana 1/5 is not what we're really looking for in terms of creatures. In-game boss is just so much better, right? I don't want a conditional thing that gets better, and if I don't meet the requirements, it doesn't. So we're gonna give Darkshot Cosmetic 2.
I don't want to write this card off right away, but I think this is just too weak. I don't know. I don't think it's quite good enough to make the cut right now. There's just too many other options. You have the Panda that deals 2 damage. You have Imp Gang Boss. Those are better. Moving on.
They had to reprint Elven Archer for some reason. I don't know why this happened. I mean, this does get a little bit of extra value of spell power, and the Elven Archer is a beast. But like, what? Like, what? What? I don't understand. A lot of people feel like this is good with lock and load, and I feel like this is trash with lock and load, right? This is just absolutely abysmal. You're not playing Elven Archer in your deck, okay? You're not. It's just not good. The Mastiff looks like it's like, what the heck am I a card? Why am I so bad? Like, look at his face.
Armor is a lot less valuable for a deck that has Cthulhu in it than it is for like a removal-based warrior deck. Cthulhu dudes plus board control dudes are a good combination, and armor cards plus removal is a good combination. But this card is like armor plus Cthulhu dudes. It's not a good fit, really. I think it's just too awkward.
I'm going to take a leap here, and I'm going to call the Ancient Shieldbearer bad. That is because I cannot really imagine a Cthulhu deck in Warrior. Oh, should I make this boldly call? That's dangerous. Should I move it up to has potential just because I'm scared? This reminds me of Secret Paladin, where I called the Mysterious Challenger bad because you had to put bad cards in your deck. But that was different. You're only gaining 10 armor. I'm gonna just go ahead and boldly call this card bad also. Yeah, I don't think a Warrior Cthulhu deck or a Priest Cthulhu deck will work.